The war in Ukraine continued to have hot and dramatic developments on August 9, 2025, when Russian forces were reported to have advanced deep into the center of Pokrovsk city, one of the important strategic points in the Donetsk region. This event not only marked a clear step forward for the Russian army in the conflict that has lasted for more than 3 years, but also opened up many questions about Ukraine's counterattack capabilities, as well as the impact of the war on the entire Eastern European battlefield. Pokrovsk, a city with a key position in the Donetsk region, has always been considered an important gateway to protect the western region of this province. Russia's capture of the center of Pokrovsk will help them better control the main traffic routes, creating the premise to advance deeper into Ukrainian territory, while putting great pressure on the local army and people. This article will analyze in depth the reasons for Russia's new advance in Pokrovsk, evaluate the results, tactical impact, as well as the political and military significance of this event. Through that, we will also better understand the current war situation, the difficulties that both sides are facing, and the possible scenarios in the coming time. Chapter 1: War Context and Strategic Position of Pokrovsk. 1. Overview of the war situation before August 9, 2025. The Ukraine-Russia war began in 2014 and escalated violently from February 2022 when Russia launched a full-scale military campaign in Ukraine. By 2025, the war has shown no signs of cooling down, with the territories in eastern Ukraine, especially Donetsk and Luhansk provinces, being the main focus of clashes. In recent months, Russia has focused on increasing its military and weapons to regain the eastern regions that it had previously lost to Ukrainian forces. One of Russia's key targets is the city of Pokrovsk, located on Ukraine's important defense line west of Donetsk. 2. Pokrovsk's strategic location. Pokrovsk is not only an administrative center, but also the intersection of many major routes, facilitating military movement and supplies. Controlling Pokrovsk makes it easy for the controlling side to expand its sphere of influence, ensure logistical security, and put pressure on major cities such as Kramatorsk or Sloviansk. Furthermore, Pokrovsk has an advantageous terrain position, with high ground, making it easy to deploy defense systems and control the airspace, contributing to improving combat effectiveness. This is also a population center with great political significance, so capturing the city can have a strong impact on the fighting spirit of both sides. 4. Reasons why Russia focuses its forces on Pokrovsk. Russia's push to attack Pokrovsk has many strategic reasons. First, to expand the area of control in Donetsk and isolate the remaining Ukrainian forces there. Second, attacking Pokrovsk helps Russia secure supply routes and enhance coordination with other units in the area. Third, this is an important stepping stone for Russia to advance westward towards larger cities and even to approach other territories in the campaign. In addition, the psychological warfare factor cannot be ignored, as capturing a central city like Pokrovsk will be a victory of great spiritual significance for Russian soldiers as well as those who support the war in Russia. 5. Challenges in occupying Pokrovsk. However, Pokrovsk is not an easy target to conquer. The Ukrainian army has worked hard to strengthen the defense system here, deploying air defense systems, artillery, and elite infantry forces. In addition, the complex terrain and many densely populated residential areas also caused many difficulties for the Russian attacking units. The Ukrainian army flexibly used defensive tactics combined with counterattacks to slow down the Russian army's advance, causing great losses in manpower and equipment for the enemy. 5. Military and civilian situation in Pokrovsk before August 9. Before Russia entered the center of Pokrovsk, the city had experienced many artillery and airstrikes, making people's lives difficult. Many infrastructures were destroyed. People lived in a state of tension, many had to evacuate or live in shelters. The Ukrainian army is trying to maintain stability here, but the pressure from Russia is increasing. Information from battlefield sources show that in early August, Russia mobilized more elite units, armor, and heavy artillery to prepare for a decisive offensive on Pokrovsk. Illustrative example. Imagine Pokrovsk as an ancient fortress defended by elite warriors, and the Russian army as hunters chasing a difficult prey in a dense forest full of traps. Each step forward is a tense battle, requiring perseverance and sharp tactics. Chapter 2. The Battle of Pokrovsk, Fierce Battle. 1. Russian forces advance, tactics and combat vehicles. From early morning on August 9, Russian army units began a large-scale attack to capture key positions in the center of Pokrovsk. With the support of heavy artillery, armored vehicles, and reconnaissance UAVs, the Russian army gradually broke through the defense line of the Ukrainian forces. Russian tactics are not only based on muscle power, but also on the smooth coordination between infantry, tanks, and air force. This is a typical example of modern warfare. A tiger grows wings when all arms support each other effectively, forcing the Ukrainian defense to strain to resist. Illustrative example. Imagine the Russian army as a giant octopus using its tentacles, armored vehicles, artillery, UAVs to wrap around Pokrovsk, gradually tightening the siege, making it difficult for the opponent to escape. 2. Counterattack by Ukrainian air defense and infantry. Not to be outdone, Ukrainian air defense in Pokrovsk deployed modern air defense systems, shooting down many Russian UAVs and drones to reduce the pressure of airstrikes. In addition, Ukrainian infantry used guerrilla tactics and quick counterattacks, suddenly appearing at weak points in the Russian defense line. They took advantage of their knowledge of the terrain and the support of local people to launch lightning attacks, causing significant damage to the enemy. Illustrative example. Imagine the Ukrainian old foxes hiding and attacking quickly and then disappearing, leaving the Russian lion unable to react. 3. Tactical impact of the battle on the entire battlefield. Russia's capture of the center of Pokrovsk was not only a regional victory, but also greatly affected Ukraine's defense strategy in the Donetsk region. Many other defense lines were forced to adjust or retreat to avoid being surrounded. At the same time, the victory at Pokrovsk was also an important psychological blow, motivating Russian soldiers and allies while putting mental pressure on the Ukrainian side. Chapter 3. Strategic significance and overall consequences of the Pokrovsk offensive. 1. Strategic impact of the capture of the center of Pokrovsk on the Donbass War and the war as a whole. The Russian advance into the center of Pokrovsk on August 9 was not only a victory on the battlefield, but also had profound strategic significance. Pokrovsk is located on an important transport route connecting areas in the Donetsk region where many fierce battles took place since the beginning of the conflict. Controlling the city helped Russia expand its area of influence, easily control supply routes, and create a favorable springboard for deeper attacks into the Ukrainian-controlled area. This also meant that the military pressure on Ukraine increased significantly, forcing them to shift forces and restructure defenses in many places. Illustrative example. If we consider the entire war zone as a chessboard, capturing Pokrovsk is an extremely powerful horse-chopping move, disrupting the enemy formation and creating a great advantage in the next steps. 2. Analyzing the reasons for Russia's success in Pokrovsk. There are many reasons for Russia's initial success in Pokrovsk. Superior firepower. With self-propelled artillery, precision missiles, and close coordination of the Air Force, Russia created enormous firepower pressure, causing Ukraine's defense to be partially destroyed. Multi-arms coordination tactics. The combination of armor, infantry, artillery, and Air Force creates a superior combined strength, making the enemy unable to adapt. Effective intelligence and recognition. Recognition UAVs and surveillance systems help Russia detect weaknesses in Ukraine's defense to focus on capturing. However, this victory was not the final turning point, but only part of a long war, as Ukraine continued to resist fiercely. 3. Political and moral consequences. The victory at Pokrovsk has not only a tactical impact, but also a major political and moral impact. For Russia, it was proof of its ability to attack effectively and persevere in the Donbass campaign, strengthening confidence both internally and with its allies. For Ukraine, the loss of Pokrovsk was a shock, but also a warning to strengthen its defenses and international support. Ukrainian leaders continued to call for military and economic aid while stepping up information warfare to maintain national morale. 4. The importance of modern technology and weapons in the war. The battle in Pokrovsk also showed the importance of possessing modern technology and weapons, such as recognition UAVs, advanced air defense systems, precision-guided missiles, etc. These factors contributed to the victory or defeat on the battlefield. For example, the Bayraktar UAV has become a symbol of Ukrainian resistance, while Russian rocket artillery systems have continuously put great pressure on the enemy's defense lines. 5. Future predictions and possible scenarios. The war in Pokrovsk and the Donetsk region in general has not yet ended. With Russia continuing to expand its offensive operations, Ukraine needs to build a more flexible defense strategy, taking advantage of terrain, technology, and international support. Scenarios such as Russia continues to attack deep into Ukrainian territory, causing great military and political pressure. Ukraine launched a full-scale counterattack, utilizing new weapons and asymmetric warfare methods. The parties negotiated peace or were subject to international intervention to reduce tensions. Conclusion, summary, and call to action. Through the article analyzing in depth the developments of the war on August 9 in Pokrovsk, we clearly see the important advances of Russia as well as the resilient resistance of Ukraine. This is a vivid demonstration of a modern war with the diverse coordination of arms, high technology, and human factors. The Donbass battlefield remains a hotspot, affecting the